America is producing record amounts of milk, but thousands of independent dairy farms are still being pushed out. The clearest evidence is the mailbox price, the actual check farmers receive after deductions. A farm can ship milk daily, follow the rules, and still watch formulas pull money out before the check arrives. Here is the problem. A complex 1930s Depression-era pricing system was supposed to protect family operations. Instead, it can force farmers to pay processors to take their milk. This is how old protection rules became modern pressure, why shelf prices stay sticky, and why mega dairies can survive a system that helps push family farms into bankruptcy. Start with that check. The mailbox price gap has widened to over $1. When the gap reaches 75 cents, a farm producing 1.4 million pounds loses $10,500 annually. Safety nets miss the damage because they ignore non-feed inflation, like labor, diesel, and interest. In 2024, production costs reached $23.65, with non-feed overhead eating $13.34, while formulas calculated a paper margin of $11.98. The safety net stayed dormant while accounts emptied. Feed costs deepened it. National alfalfa was $237 per ton, while Pennsylvania producers paid $370. Cooperatives, controlling 85% of the milk supply, balance seasonal surpluses by reblending checks below minimums. To see why, go back to the system built to prevent chaos. In 1937, the Agricultural Marketing Agreement Act established 11 federal milk marketing orders. Cows must be milked daily, so farmers cannot store inventory and wait for a better price. That made them vulnerable to cartels and local price wars. The government responded with classified pricing and market-wide pooling, meaning milk is priced by end use, and then blended into one pool price. Class 1 is fluid milk. Class 2 is soft products. Class 3 is cheese. And Class 4 is powder. The result was one single blend price, meant to stabilize the market. But the market the rules were built for no longer exists. Fluid milk is now 22.68%. Cheese is 44.31%. Powders are 22.66%. And soft products are 10.35%. Pricing began rewarding component chemistry, so protein, butterfat, and solids replaced simple volume. Producers collect component values, which means their checks depend on the pool's cash. When volatile commodity markets flip the differential negative, formulas extract money directly from the farmer. Consumers also pay a 26% implicit tax under these rules, keeping butter prices twice as high, and cheese 50% higher than global benchmarks. The next piece is the make allowance, the administrative fee subtracted to cover manufacturing costs. From 2008 to 2025, that deduction stayed unchanged, while it ignored 48% labor inflation and 64% electricity inflation. Older equipment created huge losses. Cornell researchers found unautomated plants spent 37.92 cents per pound on cheese, while automated facilities spent 14.54. Upgrading a facility to process 8 million pounds daily costs $470 million. Then, the USDA's 2025 amendments raised deductions to support processor margins. $91 million is redirected to processors annually, with cheese raised to 25.19 cents, butter to 22.72, dry milk to 23.93, and whey to 26.68. That is where the protection system turns into a hidden squeeze. In 3 months, the update cut $337 million from pools, dropping prices by 85 to 93 cents per hundredweight. 64 million vanished from the upper Midwest. The Northeast lost 62 million, and California lost 55 million. Over 8 months, Class 3 deductions reached $4.74, while Class 4 reached $3.32. Here is the efficiency paradox. 10 pounds of cheese required 99.47 pounds of milk in 2000. But by 2025, yields cut that to 87.2. Processors need 25 fewer tankers daily to make 1 million pounds of cheese. Yet farm deductions still hit record highs. Producers subsidize advanced plants making high-margin items, while those products remain excluded from pricing surveys. Volatility made the check even harder to trust. A simple average of Class 3 and 4 replaced the Class 1 mover in the 2018 Farm Bill, changing the formula for fluid milk pricing. In 2020, food box purchases spiked cheese, while butter collapsed. So Class 3 exceeded Class 1 by $9.60 in June. Negative PPDs, or producer price differentials, reached minus $10 in California and drained $1.2 billion in June and July. $3 billion was stripped from pools when processors depooled to avoid payments. They privatized the gains while farmers bore the losses. Hedging became useless as mailbox prices diverged from futures indexes. Reforms returned the mover to the higher-of formula, though narrow spreads still cost farmers $31.1 million. These formulas are now remapping American dairy. In 2025, 2,800 family farms closed, representing 9% of operations, and profit expectations fell 28 points to 46%. Yet, milk volume keeps growing as cows shift to mega dairies. Central region output grew 5.1%, while the Southwest rose 4.4%, led by Texas adding 39,000. Mountain region operators expanded 5.5%, with Idaho adding 46,000 cows and averaging 1,688. Meanwhile, the Northeast lost 640 dairies, with Pennsylvania shedding 490. Southeast output contracted. Tennessee plunged 9.6%, Kentucky fell 6%, and North Carolina dropped 4.6%. The damage does not stop at the farm gate. Maryland's Mayola plant will close, cutting 72 jobs. Borden Dairy closed 2 plants, disrupting school milk in 4 states. Retailers immediately hike shelf prices when farm values rise, but keep them sticky when prices crash. That is asymmetric price transmission, meaning prices move faster in one direction than the other. Farmers absorb the crash, processors protect the spread, and consumers rarely see the full benefit. Lawmakers tried to address the imbalance in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act of 2025. Section 10,314 authorized audited cost surveys for cheese, butter, powder, and whey. But the American Dairy Coalition warns the scope remains narrow because it ignores high-value derivatives. Updates raised skim composition to 3.3% protein, 6% other solids, and 9.3% non-fat solids. But the USDA delayed implementation. Farmers paid a $100 million penalty for that delay. Perishability still prevents farmers from holding inventory, leaving administrative formulas as their only proxy for market power. As United States dairy tracks toward 10,000 active farms by 2050, the old system is deciding who can stay in milk at all.